Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. This is Sunday Yum and it's day 7 of center. That sense of in me finding refuge in my center, finding a deep sense of, it's like a little something that hibernates, and that there's a space for me to curl up and hibernate within the deep of me, even in the midst of all that happens in my life, that there's a cocoon or a sense of inside space that I'm cultivating in this practice that feels really deeply nourishing as I cocoon on the deep of me while I'm active and doing stuff on the outside. So come rest in onto your back. Sunday Yum will be all on the floor. And I have this idea about practicing the tree while lying on the floor, because we're going to come into the tree next week and practice standing and balancing. So it's an idea. We'll see what happens. Come. So land on your back. Knees are bent and feet are flat on the floor. And just find for you where the ember, your inner ember or your inner cave, or that sense of your inner center of space that you can drop into or reel like a fisherman, reel yourself into. And where do you return to when you pull yourself in? So let's just take a moment and do that now. When you draw your tentacles in, when you pull your attention, when you draw your nervous system in, so rather than being sympathetic and out, where do you rest when you're safe and secure and inwards in yourself? Even bring your hands to that place. For me, it's somewhere along my sternum, just behind my sternum and just the front of my heart. I have this sense of a space that I rest in. For you, it might be your belly, it might be higher in your chest, it might be down in the pelvis. Where along this midline do you find your center? And take refuge in your center. Sighing, settling, really drawing inwards into you. Sometimes closing your eyes while you're in your yoga practice will support that. Sometimes even just acknowledging all that you're committed to on the outside and then telling it, I'll be back in 20 minutes, and honoring that you're here on your mat is a way of doing that. So keeping that sense of center, begin to arch and flatten your lower back. Let's begin to move into flattening down and then arching. Flattening down and arching. Flattening down, arching. Nice. Rock your knees from side to side slowly. So as you move, can you slow it down to half the speed that you usually move, so that you're moving like honey? I'm going to bring my arms wide, so suddenly I feel much more connectivity through the front of my chest. As I feel into my center, as I rock my knees from side to side, I really have this vision of an ember in my chest, and that as I move, the ember ever so slightly travels with me, a bit like a lighthouse, the light of a lighthouse moving, but it's staying in the same place, just changing slight orientation as I move. For you, what's the feeling? Where is your center? How does it move as you rock your knees from side to side? Nice. Come up into gliders, but move really slowly. Like your gliders are where you drop your knees to the left, and then you draw your right knee up in the direction of your left shoulder. And then slowly coming back. And your focus is on your center. And how does your center move as you come into gliders? Can you multitask a little bit so that you're moving, but really focusing on the deep of you as you move? For me, I've closed my eyes so that I'm drawing my senses inwards as I do this. I really feel this. It's like turning in. Wonderful. So a very classic Sunday yum is pendulum. And I just love the word pendulum. So drop your knees to the left and then let your right hand travel like a helicopter across towards the left side as well. So your left arm is on the floor and your right hand is reached forward. Nice. Pull your right elbow back into lawnmower, and all the time you're looking at your left hand, and then draw your right knee up. So your right arm and your right leg are traveling forward and backwards opposite to each other. So as my right knee comes up, my right elbow glides back. And as my right hand comes forward, my right foot travels back. But slow the movement down so that you're feeling your center as you move. That beautiful sense of the ember, of this kind of shiny inward softness. It's really beautiful traveling in my pendulum and having my attention inwards to the center of me. How do you travel and orient inwards? Maybe lean a little bit into the end of the movement. So the leaning is where you're just continuing the range 1 millimeter more, maybe. And you're just leaning into a little bit more strength at the end of your range. So lean into your pendulum. So my elbow going back, I make it a little bit stronger, but I'm moving in wellness the whole time. Nothing is unwell. I'm just exaggerating the movement. Nice. Come back to center. Both arms are long. Pause. Connect into your inner ember, the inner sense of you. And drop your knees down towards the right. Let your left hand travel over towards the right. And then reach the left elbow back and draw your left knee up. Keep orienting towards your inner center as you travel forwards with your knee and backwards with your foot. Slow the movement down. I'm really feeling there's such a delicious squish of my arm on the floor, such a deep rolling of my shoulder blade. My neck is strengthened, and now I'm beginning to lean into the movement. So just increase the range a little bit more. So it's not something extra in direct in how would I explain it? Yeah, I just become more powerful at the end. I'm just like leaning into the power of me, feeling the potential strength as I lean and connect. How do you really strengthen the range as well as mobilize your range? As you increase the range a little bit, lean into it. Nice. Come back to center. Very nice. Pause. Feeling that inner something on your midline in the deep of your torso. Turn your gaze inwards. Is it John O'Donoghue, a famous, really famous Irish mystic, Irish poet? Was it him that talked about taking refuge? I'm not sure. I feel like it's him. Something from Anam Cara, taking refuge in something. Um, I will go find out. So nice. So squeeze your right knee up towards you and hug it in. And just let that settle. Nice. Change. Draw the left knee in. Hug it in. Let that settle. Nice. Come back to center. Feet are hip distance apart. Roll up along your spine, squeezing your bum as you rise. And then rolling down, squeezing your bum as you lower. So feel what changes in your body because you're squeezing on the way up and also squeezing on the way down. What's different about this? Squeezing up and squeezing down. Nice. One more time. Squeezing up and squeezing down. Nice. Super. So draw your arms up towards the ceiling and then bend your elbows and bring your right knee to your right elbow. Okay. And then begin to lengthen that right leg long. And as you do so, let your bum hover off the floor and reach your arms overhead into zoomies. Bend your knee, draw your knee up onto your chest, bring your elbow to your knee, and then lengthen your leg long and powerfully out. Reach long into your fingers, zoomies. Elbow to your knee, zoomies. And how powerfully can you reach into your arms? How powerfully can you reach into your foot? And just notice how your left buttock is squeezing the whole time. Slow the movement down, connecting in, feeling your center. For me, that deep ember in my chest. One more time. Nice. Lower to the floor, rock your knees from side to side. As you rock your knees from one side to the other side, just feel into your belly, feel into your chest, feel into the whole of you as you rock. Nice. Draw your arms up, draw your left knee up, bend your elbow and bring your left elbow to your left knee. And then lengthen out, lift your bum just a little bit off the floor as you stretch out into that left leg, reach your arms overhead. Bend your elbow, bend your knees, touch, and then lengthen long and out into zoomies. Touch, zoomies. Touch, zoomies. Slow the movement down. Lean into the movement. So on the squeeze, make it more powerful. On the reach, make it more powerful. On the entire range, feel like you're engaging your core to create this movement. So leaning in doesn't just mean the end of the movement, it's create power through the whole of the movement. Move like a dancer, like a martial artist, like a yogi. Nice. Drop your bum to the floor, drop your arms overhead, and just pause there. So the next movement is called a ballerina twist. So drop your knees to the right and your arms are still overhead and you're going to turn your head slightly to the left as you do this, but my arms have followed me slightly. So my arms are slightly over towards the left as well, but that happens naturally. Okay? Come back up to center. And then drop your knees to the left. And notice how your arms travel over towards the right side and your head has also traveled. So knees to center. Drop your knees to the right. Your arms and head travel to the left. Come back up to center. Your arms and head travel to the right. So bring your feet wider so they're as wide as your yoga mat. And then do this movement. Drop your knees to the right, head and arms to the left. But they're just gliding like a ballerina from side to side, responding to the connectivity of your body. So as your knees drop one way, your head and arms roll a little bit in that other direction. Nice. Come back to center. Arms are long beside you. And just pause. Nice. So come lie on your belly. All the way over. Nice. I had a sneezing fit just before class. So I feel all like bunged up, but I'm not really. I just had a moment of sneeziness. So bring both hands so they're standing on the floor and let your head hover just off the floor. Nice. And then bend your right knee. Stretch your left arm long. And then push into the right hand and roll your right foot over towards the left side. And so you're twisting. So the left shoulder is opening, the left chest is opening. Come back to center. Stretch the right leg long, bend your left elbow. So bend your left knee, reach the right arm long, and roll over towards the right side with your left foot. Feel it in the shoulder. Got a little rub of bear in there. Hi, bear. And come back to center. So travel from side to side. As you draw your right foot to the left, your left arm straightens. And as you draw your left foot to the right, your right arm straightens. Main thing is that your chest and shoulders feel comfortable with the range that you're creating, with the movement that you're creating. And you're just going really slowly, really steadily. Nice. Come back to center and stretch your arms out long. So we're going to do yoga swimming. So lift your right arm off the floor, and as you do so, let your head lift as well, and then lower down. And then lift your left arm up, let your head lift, and lowering down. So just feel it a few times. Where do you create this movement from? The back of your shoulder, the back of your neck? Can you stay with that feeling of your center as you move? So for me, I'm going to close my eyes and draw my senses inwards. And I can visualize, I can feel, I can sense my deep ember in my chest. Nice. So next time you lift your left arm up, bend the elbow and bring it into wing. So my nails are facing the side of my cheek. I've pulled my elbow back. Reach your arm forward, drop your head down, and then lift your right arm up and then pull your elbow back into wing. Nails are facing your face. And then lowering down. So just traveling up with the left hand, down, right hand. And I feel that my torso and my head are looking in the direction that the arm is coming into wing. Slow the movement down. Maybe lean into it. But the only reason why you lean into it is because already the range is feeling really comfortable. If you find that this is a strong enough range for you, just doing it, then don't lean into it. We're always finding new and exciting ways to move our bodies. And so always acknowledging that sometimes we'll come across a range that is not as strong in our bodies as others. Both arms down, head down. Oh, actually, bend your elbows, bring your head to the back of your hands. So we're going to try a double version of that. Let's just see where it goes. So bring both arms forward, slide your hands back, and see how it might be like to come into double wing. And then reach your arms forward, drop your head down. Sliding back, double wing, and forward. Last one. Sliding back, double wing, and forward. Great. Head on the back of your hands. Rock your bum from side to side. Nice. Last movement before we come to rest. Walk your thighs a tiny bit closer together, and then point into your right thigh and lift your right thigh off the floor. And then lowering that. Point into your left foot and lift your left thigh off the floor. So just begin to walk one leg up and then the other leg up. Up. I want to lift my head a tiny bit. When I lift my head a tiny bit, my spine supports the action in my lower back and in my belly. Lift, lift, lift. Maybe try both. Both lift. We'll do that 3 times. Both lift. They don't really go far when you lift both. Last time, both lift. Nice. Rock your bum and let it oscillate, rock, connect from side to side. And then come lie on your back all the way down, landing on your back. Find your center. I'm going to rock my knees from side to side as my last movement. Just massaging out any of the effort that I put into lifting my legs, lifting my torso, slowing things down. Nice. Stretch one leg out, stretch the other, or keep your knees bent if you wish, and just pause. Closing your eyes, drawing your attention inwards. I have this image of, it's a bit like a National Geographic image, and there's this really, really huge cliff. And then you start to zoom in on this cliff, and then you see that there's a cave on the cliff, and then you see there's a house built into this cave on the cliff, and it's incredibly cozy and amazing. So when I check into my center now, I feel like the whole of my body is like this really huge cliff in a really good way. And then I zoom in and I see this cave of innerness that's really wholesome and supported. Well, I wonder how you feel about that. I wonder how you feel in your center this morning. Nice, guys. How lovely. Thanks for joining me. That was really lovely. And I will see you all tomorrow. So, we never did the tree thing. I went off into into the cave of my center. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. I'm heading down to the sea at 9 o'clock. And maybe I'll see some of you there. Nice. Great. Have a great day. And thanks for joining me. It's always a pleasure to be here. Super. Ciao.